Welcome to part 2 of our 5-part video series where I show you how money works. Hello. In this video we'll continue in the best-selling book that you gotta read and I'll give to you for free. You'll also learn a quick and easy math shortcut that wealthy people have used for years. Also, I'll demonstrate to you a realistic way to save $1 million for your child or grandchild. Today, I'll show you a little bit about how money works because your school didn't teach you this, so let's go. My name is Jackson and I'll be your financial educator for this session. This course is based on the groundbreaking book called How Money Works, Stop Being a Sucker, now with over 600,000 copies in print. So this webinar is the second of 5 elements called concepts. Be sure to watch all 5. The concepts are core guiding principles that have enabled millions to create financial stability and wealth. They prove that by knowing the basic building blocks of how money works, you can empower yourself for a better life and future. One of the key takeaways I want you to focus on with these concepts is that waiting is the enemy of wealth. And when it comes to growing your money, every day counts. So let's dive in. Over the 5 parts of this Elements course, we'll take you through the 7 money milestones. It's your step-by-step action plan designed to help you chart the course from where you are today to financial security and independence. The good news is that no one is too far ahead or too far behind to benefit from these milestones. The first milestone is one you're already on your way to completing. You've begun milestone number 1, financial education, with this first element. You're becoming more financially ready with each page. Also, remember a financial professional is the best person to turn to for questions on details. We can discuss this with you later if you don't have one or you need help choosing one. So here's another way to say it. In the war for your money, there are 2 essential tools you'll need to win. We know that the best starting point for everyone is to combine a financial education with a financial professional. So take this education seriously. You didn't get this from school or your parents or your friends. Treat your finances with a level of dedication that you put into your health, for example. Google things, ask questions, but then turn to someone you trust that does this for a living. During this webinar, we'll cover these 3 concepts. Each one is essential to the startup required to begin making financial decisions with confidence and start taking action to get yourself on track with your money. First, the time value of money. We've all been guilty of squandering time. It's especially costly when you lose the value of your money over that time. You never get the time back or the money lost. Time is one of our most precious commodities. How long do you have until you pay off your car or home, or to send your kids to college, or to retire, or possibly to run out of money before you die? You need to know your numbers. Why? Because it forces us to value the time we have. There are 3 ways to leverage the time value of money. Start now, save regularly, and be patient. Starting earlier is always a good idea. It makes a significant difference. In this case, saving from ages 22 to 30 is better than from ages 30 to 67. $110,000 better after putting away 4 times less money. This is a common sense principle to understand that is frequently ignored. The longer you wait, the more you have to save to hit your goal. So don't wait. Here's a picture of the numbers that breaks it down by age. For each million you want at retirement, you can see the monthly amount you need to save. At age 30, you need to save $282 to have $1 million at retirement. But if you wait until age 40, you need to save $731 per month. At some point, you will outpace your ability to hit the monthly savings amount required. You simply can't afford it. At that point, you'll have 2 choices. Shrink your dreams or find a way to earn more money. Now might be a good time to start applying these principles for yourself and see what that looks like. Note your age and how much you need to save from the previous slide. What happens if you wait 5 years? How fast has the last 5 years flown by? Everyone needs to know this information now because time is ticking away. Sucker-minded people never think it's a good time to take care of this. The wealthy-minded always get started as soon as they can, which is now. So let's look at an example of something most parents dream about. If you have children or plan to have children, You always want them to have it better than you. That's natural. This example is a reimagining of how parents can leave a legacy for their kids. It's a strategy that applies the power of compound interest and the time value of money in a way that makes the traditional end-of-life wealth transfer seem old-fashioned and unnecessary. We call it $1 million baby. Only 20% of children will receive an inheritance. That's probably even lower now that so many people have faced the challenges of 2020. If you want to give your children $1 million at their retirement, which is more likely, you either give them each $1 million in cash when they're adults and you've saved enough, or you develop a plan to save a fraction of that amount for each child when they're young. We know how hard it is for retirement-age parents to preserve an inheritance for adult children. With seniors living longer, almost all of their savings may be required to cover decades of expenses, including medical bills and long-term care. This new reality of longevity can remove the possibility of leaving an inheritance the old way. Since it's so hard to leave an inheritance today, why not use the greatest financial asset your child has? Time. They have an entire life of it. What could the power of compounding do for your child over 67 years? Let's take a look. $1 Million Baby leverages 3 simple money concepts: the power of compound interest, time value of money, and wealth protection. This is one of my favorite quotes. Nelson Henderson said, "The true meaning of life is to plant trees under whose shade you do not expect to sit." Could you use the money principles you've learned today to save $1 million for your child or grandchild? It's easier than you think. The following examples are simply used to illustrate how this can work. In this example, Dana puts $13,000 aside once and leaves it there from her daughter's birth until her daughter turns 67. It grows at 6.5% to a little over $1 million. If Dana waits until her daughter graduates from high school, her daughter only receives about $300,000 when she turns 67. What a difference 18 years can make. Hector doesn't have $13,000 sitting around, but he still wants his son to retire with $1 million. So he and his relatives can work together to save just $2,500 now and then $250 each month for the next 4 years. Then, like magic, they'll hit the goal too. His son also retires with $1 million waiting for him. If Hector waits until his son turns 18 years old, it's the same story as if Dana had waited. Much less, a little over $300,000 again. We're developing a calculator that will allow you to play with the numbers to see what it might look like. In the meantime, your financial professional can help you decide. There are 250 children born every minute who could live a different life if their parents or grandparents did this for them when they were young. Now you see why we call this strategy $1 Million Baby. How appreciative would your kids be one day, perhaps even when you're gone, that their parents thought about their future, knew how money works, and acted to take care of them? That's a thank you that could change your legacy forever. Once again, sucker-minded people leave it all to chance, while the wealthy-minded realize what a dream come true it would be to do that for their family. Now it's time to learn the rule of 72. Have you ever heard of it before? It's a little-known mental math shortcut that the wealthy have used for years, and everyone should know it. You simply divide any interest rate into the number 72, and it tells you how long it takes for your money to double. So it works for you if you save money, and it works against you if you borrow money. At 1%, it takes 72 years for $1 to turn into $2. That's a long time. Would anyone knowingly choose that on purpose? Keep that question in mind because we'll come back to it. As you can see, the better rate of return you get, the faster your money can double. At 3% every 24 years, at 6% every 12 years, 9% 8 years, and at 12% every 6 years. Now that's more like it. Here's another way to look at it, in terms of the number of doubles you could have over your lifetime. At 1%, you'll be lucky, if you live long enough, to get 1 double. At 6%, you could have 4 doubles. And at 12%, it could be as many as 8 doubles. And each double is twice the money, and every double counts. Remember the question about 1%? Would anyone choose 72 years to double their money? I guess so, because some people just don't know how money works, because there's almost $10 trillion sitting in regular saving accounts that average less than 1%. When CNBC did a review of our book recently, this is one of the things they pointed out to be almost unbelievable. At the average rate of return of 0.09%, and if you divide that into 72, you're looking at 800 years for your account to double. And just so we're clear, the same place that gives you less than 1% interest on your money can turn around and charge you 17% or more for a credit card. That means their money doubles every 4 years. Now you see why the subtitle of the book is Stop Being a Sucker. You need to know how money works today, not tomorrow. Of course, the bank will give you a lollipop for your trouble while you're waiting in line to make a deposit. And what brand is it usually? It's a dum-dum. We didn't make this up. It's like they're trying to tell you, but you just don't know the code. You can also use this to figure out what return you'll need for a savings goal, or what a loan will cost you. This is not the time to be sucker-minded. This is the time to apply the rule of 72 to all your finances, like wealthy-minded people do. So we're at the conclusion of this course. Principles like you've just learned will bring up questions like the ones you see on the screen here. Should you use a bank account? What are other safe options? Should you refinance a loan at a lower rate? What can you do to help make more doubles possible? A financial professional is the best person to turn to for questions like these and others. So we can discuss this with you if you don't have one or you need help choosing one. Our mission is to teach 20 million families how money works within the next decade, and we're going to stamp out financial illiteracy in every community. That's a huge undertaking, and one that will require an army of thousands of educators. So we're looking for people to help us teach these classes, and that's where you or somebody you know can come in. So we're at the end of today's element. Think about which concept resonated with you the most. That's why we started on this mission of eradicating financial illiteracy. This is how you start to take control of your finances. We call it the money discovery. Part of attending this course is we can help you if you don't have a financial professional yet. And this works like driving directions on your mobile phone. 2 points of reference are all you need: where you are and where you want to go. The same is true to chart the course for your financial roadmap. So please make sure you discuss these concepts and review the milestones with a financial professional, especially if you don't currently have one to turn to. The first of the 7 money milestones is financial education. And since you'll hopefully read the book or watch all 5 of the webinars, you'll be starting down the path of learning how it really works. We can help you walk through the other 6 milestones. We do that in 2 steps. The first is a discovery call, where we spend about 15 minutes identifying where you are now in your financial life, and most importantly, where you want to go. Then our team spends a few days crunching numbers, searching the financial industry for the best products and services to meet your needs, and identifying the ones that best fit your current situation and future goals. Finally, we have a screen share and walk you through the steps we recommend you take to achieve your goals. Don't procrastinate. Build your foundation by putting your money to work today. If you liked what you learned today and would like to know more, you can follow How Money Works on Instagram at How Money Works Official for more practical tips and helpful resources. We'll see you in part 3.